Over the next week, I'm gonna give you a challenge to sign your first SMMA client, but before we get started, I'm gonna give you one simple choice. You can go back to playing video games, you can go back to living a completely normal, boring life, and it's probably going to be comfortable, or you can actually try to do this challenge. I don't want anyone to watch this video who's not going to do the challenge. I'm going to give you all the tools needed, but you have to do your part. And I'm gonna tell you guys one thing. Things are gonna get really hard. With the current direction of the world and how things are going, you pretty much have to make money right now. So this 7-day challenge is your chance right here. So now make the decision. Click off the video if you're not serious about the challenge, or actually watch the video and try to transform your life. So if you're still watching, it seems like you made a decision to stick true, and I'm gonna make sure that you don't regret it. So let's get really serious here. Let's figure out how to get your first SMMA client in as little as 1 week. I'll put this video into 3 different parts. The first part is the setup. The second part is the outreach, trying to actually get the clients. And the third part is service delivery. Because as you guys know, most of the YouTubers out there, they don't cover service delivery. Probably because most of the gurus right now don't really know what they're talking about. So in this video, I prepared a PowerPoint going over the exact steps that you need to take. We're going to cover how to price your service, how to run an SMMA, different types of agencies, and you're probably going to hear something you've never heard before. And my only goal in this video is to make sure you have something to take action on right after watching this. And if you watch the challenge, feel free to tag me on Instagram or something, but I'm not going to drag out your time. You can follow me on Instagram right here. If you like the video, you can press all the buttons, like, subscribe. But as I said, I'm not going to waste your time, so let's just get serious. Let's get right into it right now. Okay, so how do we sign your first SMMA client in 1 week? Now I'm going to tell you one thing. It's going to be hard. It's going to require you to maybe go to a level you've never been before, but the only good thing is at least you will have the tools to do so. So let's look at it. The 3 stages to actually setting up your SMMA. The first stage is going to be the setup. Now this stage is going to last for 2 days, kind of depending on how fast you are. You can probably get it done in just 1 day as well. It's going to consist of you getting a website up, getting the Calendly up, getting the Loom up, and lastly, getting your business mail up. Now, if you don't want to operate with a website, or if you have absolutely zero money right now, that's fine. You don't have to do it. It's completely up to you. So you kind of take this however you want to. If you want to work with Loom, you can do so. If you want to work with Calendly, you can do that. And if you want to work with a website, well, that's completely up to you. But the first 2 days are going to be a setup. So what you're going to do is you're going to get everything straight. And you're also going to learn. You're going to have to pick your niche, pick your agency, such as if you're going to do Facebook ads for e-commerce, lead generation, and a couple of other agencies that I'm going to reveal later in this video. So that's the first 2 days. You're just going to work and learn, because if we're going to sell something, let's say we're going to sell pools with Facebook advertising, we probably should know a couple of things about pools. We should know what types of people sell them. We should know Facebook advertising. So we need to get some sort of a general understanding as to what we're selling, but it's not going to be too hard. Now the second stage, and this is going to last for 2 to 5 days, is to find the leads. And I want to tell you one thing. This is probably going to be the absolute hardest part about this, because sales meetings you're going to crush after watching this video. That's for sure. So for the next 2 to 5 days, after you're done the first 2 days, which is the setup, you're going to start to find leads. You're going to start to do outreach. And I'm sure you have many questions as to what is the best outreach strategy. Should I do Facebook DMs? Should I do emailing? Should I cold call? All of this is going to be covered in this video, so don't worry about that. But I want you to know one thing, and that is this is probably the stage where you're going to get the most frustrated, and this is where people are going to quit. But you're not going to quit, because I gave you the decision before this video of either click off or actually go through with it. And let me tell you one thing. I know you can do this. I genuinely mean it. You can definitely do this, but you just have to put in the work. So over the next 3 days, you're going to do a lot of outreach. You're going to pick your strategy, which is completely up to you. You need to sit down and think, am I the type of guy who can just pick up the phone and call anyone and set a meeting, like one of my students did? He set 8 meetings out of 75 calls. Or are you the type of guy who likes to maybe hide behind your computer, just type out messages? Or are you the guy who likes to produce content to make clients come to you? Well, these are things you have to think about. I'm not going to give you the exact answer because I think it's up to you, but I'm going to teach you how to do the outreach. The third stage is probably where you get kind of nervous. You don't feel like you really know what you're talking about and you're completely new to the industry, but this is setting up sales meetings and actually closing a client. And I remember my first sales meetings, they were really bad. I didn't get the deal. I actually signed my first couple of clients, or I didn't sign them, but I closed them over DM. But sales meeting is probably going to be where you get kind of nervous, and the best way to combat this, the best way to combat nervousness on a sales meeting is by actually understanding what you're selling. If I, once again, as I did say, if I get on a sales meeting and I'm completely clueless about Facebook ads, they're going to sense it. It's not going to be a good sales meeting. Sales meetings are going to be covered though later on in this video as well. So let's look at stage 1. The first 2 days is going to be simple. You're just going to have to learn. You're going to have to study SMMA. You're going to do some research. research, you're going to do some setups, and the main goal here is to start outreaching with a unique offer. Because guys, let me make one thing very clear. You cannot just go to businesses and offer them Facebook ad management for a month and charge $1,000. It doesn't work like that. But in this video, I'm going to reveal how it actually works. Here are the things that must be ready. I recommend you to have, and you don't have to have all of these. I just recommend you to have someone. A website should be up. You should have a calendar, which can be Calendly. You should have a Loom, and you should have a business email. The next thing you have to do is you got to craft your offer. This is kind of hard because you need to actually sit down and do some brainstorming, but I got you on all of it. The third thing you need is to pick your niche. The fourth thing you're going to need is to actually understand how to price your packages. You want to make sure that you have multiple different packages, because there's going to be clients who has $1,000 for you, and there's going to be someone who has $8,000 for you. And it would be a shame if someone were willing to spend $8,000 with you and you only had one package. It's $1,000. You lost out on a really big deal. And the fifth thing is going to be studying service delivery and understanding your field. Because as I tried to tell you guys earlier, you cannot sell what you don't know. So let's look at niches. These are the easiest and best niches and offers that a beginner can use when starting his agency. The first one is content creation agency. So this is where many beginners start, and you could run up something like a content creation agency that chops YouTubers' content into short form videos. You could, for example, hit up me on my email. Don't do this. Like, I'm not going to accept it. I get this offer daily, so please don't do that. But you can chop up my videos into short form content. Then you can send me an email, say, hey Henrik, I chopped up your next 3 videos. Let's get them on TikTok. Let's get them on Instagram Reels, and let's get on a call one day. So this is a very good agency, and it actually always works. I've put multiple beginners onto this, but it's not going to scale too far. So if you're just starting out and you feel like this is something you could do, it's going to be a really good path up to $5,000 to $10,000 per month, but you have to do a lot of emails. The good news is if you do emails, it always works, but the sales are going to be, like somewhat low ticket. The second agency you can start with is advertising for local business. This is simple. We already talked about it so many times on the channel. This is you going to, for example, your local gym saying, hey, I will run your ads 1 month, $1,500. Obviously, there's more to it that will be covered in this video, but this is just an advertising agency. So the two options you're going to have is to run an advertising agency or a content creation agency. The problem with the content creation agency is it can probably not scale too far. You can get it to 10K a month. I have a student who's almost doing that right now, but I'm going to tell you it's going to be a little bit hard. So what I would do is, if I wanted to just make quick money, I was 16 years old, I just wanted to make my first money and get the ball rolling. Maybe I had to prove to my parents that I wanted to drop out of school or something like that. Well, then I would actually start a content creation agency. But if I have a lot of time, I'm serious, I'm getting older, I'm trying to build a real legitimate skill that's going to last me for a lifetime, then I would probably get into advertising as an agency. But don't get me wrong, both are pretty good options and are going to give you a chance at becoming financial free. And this is very important, guys. If you don't become financial free really soon, you're going to be in trouble. My friends right now that I don't really talk much with anymore, but they're struggling in Europe. They have to cut the heat off. They're freezing because they have to save money that they can spend on cooking food and things like that. And I don't think you want to be in a situation where you have to choose between making food for a night or being cold. So what you're going to do is you're going to get rich, and you're going to get rich right now. But over the next couple of months, you're in for a ride. It's going to be a little bit hard. So let's look at the niches. 3 best niches in my opinion are going to be e-commerce, it's going to be contractors, and pretty much any high ticket local business. Now I know there's gurus out there that says e-commerce is not good for beginners. I'm going to address one thing really quick. Most of the gurus out there are not real. You have to remember, e-commerce is fine for beginners. E-commerce is not necessarily harder than running lead generation ads. It's just that the clients they have chosen to work with who says e-commerce is bad are bad clients. If you can get the right types of clients who's already making some sales, who's not just starting from complete scratch, then e-commerce is not hard at all. I think the people who says it just have had a bad experience choosing the wrong clients, and maybe they didn't know anything about advertising. And I understand that you're new, you probably don't know anything about advertising, and that's completely fine. But if I started over again, I would probably do e-com because it's really not that hard. You just have to choose the right clients. Now, the second niche you can get into is contractors. This can be things such as a landscaping business, an electrician. It can be roofing companies. It can be renovation of house. It can be a painting business. It can pretty much be whatever. And then lastly, any type of high ticket local business. This could be people that installs pools into other people's houses. I don't know, just coming up with random examples. I think anything that's high ticket is probably good, because technically if you work with the right painting business who charges $12,000 for a project and you charge them $3K a month, they only need to sell one job that month and they have 4x'd their investment. That sounds pretty incredible, right? And with a big advertising budget, you should absolutely be able to do that. Now let's look at offers. As you can see here, I put up a couple of different packages, and you can kind of, mix them into however you want to. You can change the prices. The first package is ad management for the company. That's just you running ads, really, really simple. We already talked about it. You hitting up your local gym saying, I'll run your ads. This is the price. I don't think it's the best offer, but it's a really basic one that people go to. We have people inside of agency games signing clients like this all the time, and you can definitely do the same. The second package is going to be ad management, funnel building, and website reoptimization. So I'm going to go ahead and price that at $2,000. And you're probably starting to recognize a pattern now. All the packages are the same. They just have add-ons. They just have more features. So the third package for 4.5K is ad management, funnel building, branding, content creation, and pretty much everything they need. So this package is for anyone who's really serious. They're trying to build a real brand, maybe trying to get influencers on the team, trying to get testimonials, social proof, and really trying to build something incredible. Well, this package is for them. And I honestly think most of the people you talk to probably could need this package. You just have to convince them. So now we're making the most out of everyone. Some guy has 5K, well, he can buy the 4.5K package. Some guy only has 1K, well, he can buy the 1K package. I hope you understand the importance of having multiple packages, and you can kind of mix them into your own package. This is completely up to you. All right, so we're inside of the second phase. Day 2 to 5 is going to be outreach. Now for you, it might be 2 to 4. You might get lucky. It might be the second day. It might be 2 to 6. I truthfully don't know, but it should be estimated to be 2 to 5 days, and now you have to go hard. You're going to do outreach, and this is the most annoying part of SMMA. You're going to eventually get to a point where you can hire a team to do the outreach, or you can actually start getting inbound leads, people contacting you. When I was younger, I had an e-commerce channel. It's pretty long time ago. People always came to me. It's how I signed tons of clients every single month for the advertising agency. I didn't charge much. I charged 1.5K just to run their ads, and they were often drop shippers, but that's how I got some of my clients. They actually came to me. That's really chill, and that's the ideal scenario to be in if you're really trying to scale. But let's look at outreach. I'm gonna just give you a couple of ideas as to how to outreach, and I have tons of videos going over exactly how to outreach and exactly how to do service delivery. So after this, if you need more clarity, my channel is full of absolutely everything you're going to need. But let me show you right now. So the first outreach strategy is really simple. Let's say we're working with gyms. We're going to go to Facebook and we're going to search for example, gyms in London. I'm going to give you a couple of tricks. If you've been on my channel before, you've seen this, but I'm also going to show you a couple of new things. So I'd advise you to not click off. We're going to go ahead and click pages, which is where all the businesses are at. The thing you have to understand is on the top is all the big gyms. There's not really any point contacting them. So I would just scroll a little bit down to avoid all the brands like Pure Gym. We can see this is a franchise or something. So we can scroll a little bit down. Squats Gym, that kind of seems like a local gym. So what we can do is we can message the page. Can say, hey, is this the right place to ask a question? This is how you get in the door. You can't just DM someone and say hey, I'll run your ads right now. No, it's very easy for people to ignore you completely and never answer, but it's harder for them to ghost you. So if you can already get into the door, well, then they feel more pressure to answer. So I always start with a message like this, and then what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna genuinely give value. Sometimes I talk to these clients for a whole day before even getting on a call. What I did when I first started is I was literally just helping people out for free in Facebook groups. Just go into the group, leaving a comment, giving advice to people, and they would message me. Actually, let me just show you the strategy right now. All right, so here we have a group, and I'm going to put you guys onto an insane strategy. You listen up right now. This is important stuff. We go to groups and we look for people who needs help with something that kind of has to do with advertising. We don't answer how to ship products, obviously. So let's try to find someone who's asking something about advertising, looking for a marketing expert to go off commission. Here you guys can plug yourself right here. This is not how I would do it though. I would look for someone who actually needs advice. So how many of you use video content for your e-commerce stores? What we can say to this person is the importance of using video. We can really give tons of value to them, and they're going to be like, wow, that's great. Thank you so much for giving me this advice. Or maybe they were unsure, or ideal scenarios, you find someone who's actually asking a question that has to do with ads. But in this case, we can explain the importance of video ads, how it works, explain what click-through rate is, and just flex their Facebook ad skill. And when they say hey Henrik, thank you so much, that was a great message, you'll be like, no problem. If you need anything, just send me a message. What's going to happen is they're going to message you to get more advice, and the other people who sees it are also going to message you. So if you comment on 50 posts in one day, the next morning when you wake up, you're going to have 20 DMs from people, and these are inbound leads. They're coming to you, so they're already more warm. If I went broke today, which never would happen, but if that happened, this is the strategy I will go for. It always gets clients. You can probably get a client in one day. I got my first client in one day doing this. It was only $150, but still, it shows the power of this strategy. It's really, really good. So after they come to you, don't just charge them right away. Actually give advice. The guy who gives is the guy who's going to win, okay? You cannot just take. You cannot just try to set up a sales meeting. SMMA right now is all about giving value. And if you do, and you really help them, they're going to sell themselves. They are going to be interested in getting on a meeting with you. The second strategy we can use is to search for example, gyms in London. So let's do that right now. This is just assuming you work with gyms. I don't know what you're going to work with. That's up to you. We're going to go here, and this is for cold calling. Obviously, as you guys know, like, don't look at the top ones. They are just brands. So let's go ahead and jump to, like, I'd say the third page is probably going to be fine. So we can go ahead and pick out this one. We can call them. We can make a cold call. You can make a Skype account where you can have a subscription calling one specific country. So I can, from my country, let's just say I'm in London, I can have a subscription that can call the United States for only $5 a month. Unlimited calls from my Skype to the US for a whole month. So we can call the business right here. We can go to their website and grab their email as well. Let's do it right now. If we go to the website, we can scroll down, and here we just found the email. We can go ahead and send them an email. We can maybe find, here we have their Twitter, we have their Facebook. We have so many ways that we can contact them. Cold calling is a really good option though. Like, if you feel like that is your personality, then I really recommend it. Cold calling is a very fast and very effective method to set appointments. You just have to know how to pass the gatekeepers. And if you guys want me to make a video on cold calling, on how to pass gatekeepers, how to get in the door, all of that, then let me know in the comments, and I'll actually do it. So the third stage, day 5 to 7, this is where you're going to do the sales meetings. And I'm going to give you some free tactics, some free hacks that's really going to help you land those sales meetings. Now, I do sales meetings like pretty much every single day, because in my mentorship program, one of the features is that I get on my student sales calls. I literally get on their first sales meeting. We pretend like we're partners, and I close the deal for them so they can understand how to do it. And if you want to be a part of my mentorship program, it does cost money. I'm just letting you know. You can go ahead and email me right here. The application is super strict, but you can email me here why I should work with you. And please let me know, like, kind of detail, because I'm really strict. I only do like 3 to 4 people at a time. So if you're interested, you already know what to do. But let's look at how to actually do the sales meetings. Landing your first client, the sales meeting. This is the 5th to 7th day. So what you have to understand is you have to know your field. You are not going to sell what you don't know. Let's say that some guy is going into a guitar store to spend $2,500 on a guitar, and I can't give him any advice on it. I don't know anything about the strings, the material, none of that. This guy is not going to buy the guitar. The business is going to lose out on the sale. That's why I recommend beginners to try out a couple of different niches when starting, but then to specialize in one specific niche. Because if you don't specialize, chances are you're just not going to be good at what you're doing. You have to speak the language of the industry you're in. Confidence, strategy plans, value, and finding the client's needs. Sales meeting is all about finding your client's needs and setting up a strategy and a plan with a custom PowerPoint, then selling them the implementation. So how I structure sales meetings is I go on there with free value. It's only going to be 10 to 15 minutes because people don't want to commit. And then if they're interested, we'll stretch it out. What you're going to do is you're going to put in the work. Keep in mind, the guys who's giving the most, putting in the most amount of work, is the guy who's going to win. So you're going to get into the sales meeting with a full presentation custom for that business and show them exactly what their competitors are doing, dragging up their creatives, maybe reworking their creatives. You can make it before and after on the PowerPoint. On the left side, you have their creatives, and on the right side, you have a creative you change. You don't have to do this. You don't have to be a Photoshop expert. You can do this in other ways. The point is, it's all about giving value to the client. And what you're going to do is you're going to give him the strategy for free, and you're going to sell him the implementation. So you give out the whole strategy. You're not going to hold anything back. He's not going to take action on it. He's not going to know how to do it. And what you can say is, let's get it started already today. People are going to be interested if you can do that. So it's all about delivering value and then selling the implementation. Now, one thing you want to do on your sales calls, you want to ask them, where would you like to be in 3 months? Where would you like to be in 6 months, 12 months? This is a great tip. When you guys think about success, maybe you see lifestyle of someone you look up to and you kind of visualize it. You kind of see it happening. You see yourself driving a Ferrari. I don't know what your goal is, but things like that, you probably almost get kind of high, right? On the idea wow, that would be cool. You feel a rush in your body. Now you feel motivated. So you can really achieve some sort of a high dopamine hit by thinking about success, visualizing yourself. So if you can get the client to get this feeling on the start of the sales meeting, you're now working with a client that's high on the idea, obviously high on the right thing. He's high on the idea. He's feeling it. He's feeling the rush of where it could be. So if you try to sell your client, but you make him high on this idea beforehand, you make him feel the rush of what success could be like, this is going to be really good. So you want to make sure you trigger those things for your clients before you actually get into it. This is a really good tip that always works. And then when you get to the end of the close, to actually justify the close, you go back to the beginning of where he sees himself. If he sees himself I just want to be retired at a beach, you'd be okay, let's do this. Let's get you back on the beach in 6 months. Let's make sure you can go there retired, and let's put in the work. It's going to be yes, let's actually actually do it. Anyways, though, that's going to be it. You're now going to go out and find your offer. You're going to customize everything. You have 7 days on you to do this. I believe in you. Seriously, you can do this. So I hope you liked the video. If you have any more video suggestions, let me know in the comments, and I'm here to take over YouTube with the SMA. All free value. You don't have to purchase anything from me. This channel is going to teach you everything you need to know. And also have a free Discord. There's no upsells in it. It's completely free. That has tons of people. It's over 13,000 members now that's trying to run their SMA actively. So if you want some advice there, if you want to connect with other people, make sure to join the Discord down in the description. That's going to be it for today's video. I hope you found it valuable, and go ahead and tag me or something. Let me know how the 7-day challenge is going. But that's it for today. I'll see you in the next video.